Sam Kinison's life was a spectacular rise and tragic fall within the decadent glam metal scene of the 80s and 90s. This former Pentecostal preacher wholeheartedly embraced rock and roll excess, mirroring the era's hedonism, his comedic style, manic energy, ferocious screams, and a signature comedic persona propelled him to fame. Raised in a devout Pentecostal family in East Peoria, Illinois, his early preaching honed the raw vocal power that later captivated comedy audiences. Influenced by fellow Peoria native Richard Pryor, Kinison's unique performance style left an indelible mark. This is where Sam Kinison's breakout performance as a rebellious, unorthodox teacher in Rodney Dangerfield's Back to School comes in. After that, his ascent was meteoric. He went from hosting segments on Late Night with David Letterman to headlining his own HBO special. From recording 3 successful comedy albums to becoming a regular on Howard Stern's show to appearing on Saturday Night Live. As it turns out, the passionate music aficionado Kinison surprisingly was a self-taught guitarist teaching himself while attending a religious boarding school. This passion was so great that in 1988, he did a cover of Wild Thing with a music video that got a lot of airplays on MTV and which you can still watch today. His forays into music also saw him include covers of rock classics like Highway to Hell by XA and Mississippi, Queen by Mountain on his 1990 album, Leader of the Band. By the early 1990s, his career was on something of a decline, but he was already making the right decisions, including cutting back on his impulsive lifestyle. Appearing as a guest on an episode of the hit sitcom Married with Children, and especially on the Christmas episode, was a big hit, and people were already talking about Kinison headlining his own sitcom. The promise of that trajectory was ended tragically on April 10, 1992, when he died in a car accident on U.S. Highway 95 as he made his way to a show in Nevada. A teenager behind the wheel of a pickup truck filled with beer cans made an inexplicable turn into oncoming traffic, resulting in a violent collision. His wife, Malika Suri, was miraculously left with just a concussion, and despite Kinison attempting to walk away from the wreckage after the crash, he died from his injuries at the scene. His death at the age of 38 was a real loss to the comedy world, and he will be missed.